Imagine a tiny, living drone smaller than a coin, lighter than a drop of nectar, yet tougher than steel, and 100 times more agile than any man-made flying machine. A tiny scout that can flit through a window, shimmy up a wall, squeeze under a door, all while carrying a tiny camera or chemical sensors, right now, in a lab in Beijing. Scientists are turning ordinary honeybees into remote-controlled cyborgs. At the Beijing Institute of Technology, Professor Zhao Ziyang's team just built the world's lightest insect mind control device, a 74-milligram brain controller that's lighter than the nectar sacs bees naturally carry. This micro backpack straps onto the bee's back, pierces its brain with 3 ultra-thin needles, and hijacks its nervous system using electric pulses, left, right, forward, backward. The bee obeys these artificial commands with shocking accuracy, succeeding 9 out of 10 times. Cockroaches are slow, clumsy, and quickly deplete their energy. Bees, on the other hand, are agile, long-range, flying up to 5 kilometers without rest and almost undetectable. Their cyborg brains have been published in the prestigious journal Nature, and the study's lead author says the technology could be deployed in urban warfare, counterterrorism, or disaster zones where human rescuers or bulky drones would fail. For years, the US and Japan led the race in cyborg insect tech with DARPA funding projects to control beetles and roaches, but those bugs were slow, clumsy, and drained of energy fast. Bees, on the other hand, are agile, long-range, flying up to 5 kilometers without rest and almost undetectable. Their cyborg brains have been published in the prestigious journal Nature, and the study's lead author says they could be deployed in urban warfare, counterterrorism, or disaster zones where human rescuers or bulky drones would fail. The bees need wired power. No tiny battery exists yet that won't weigh them down. Cockroaches in the experiments tired out after just 10 zaps, and sometimes the same signal triggers different movements in different bugs. But the researchers are already optimizing the system. They're developing wireless tethers, miniaturized batteries, and more sophisticated software to improve their cyborg's performance. One recent paper published in the journal Science Robotics detailed a new flight control algorithm that allows the cyborg bees to keep flying even after sustaining damage to their backpacks. The team is also working on equipping their cyborg bees with environmental sensors to detect things like radiation, explosives, or even specific chemicals. Longer-lasting control signals are also on the way, which should allow for more complex behaviors and perhaps even the ability to land on targets and take off again with such small and capable spies. The possibilities seem endless. Imagine a swarm of them buzzing around an area of interest, relaying visual and chemical data back to a central hub. Governments and militaries could use them for surveillance, or even to take out high-value targets. They are likely to have applications in search and rescue operations, where they can enter collapsed buildings or disaster areas to locate survivors or assess the damage. In fact, the Beijing Institute of Technology has already partnered with a local search and rescue team in the city of Suzhou to test the cyborg bee's capabilities in simulated disaster scenarios. In one test, the team released a swarm of cyborg bees into a collapsed building structure to see if they could find survivors. The bees were able to quickly locate a hidden person and remain there until help arrived. While this was just a small-scale test, it showed promise for the potential use of cyborg bees in real-world disaster situations. China's progress in cyborg insect tech is impressive and is happening faster than anyone expected. The country has made major investments in robotics and artificial intelligence, pouring billions of dollars into research and development. This has allowed Chinese scientists to make breakthroughs that were previously thought to be impossible, but some experts worry about the potential dangers of this technology. Cyborg insects could be used for nefarious purposes, such as assassinating targets or spreading disease. There are also ethical concerns about controlling living creatures like bees and whether it's right to turn them into cyborgs. Despite these concerns, the research continues, and it's only a matter of time before we see cyborg insects used in real-world applications. When that happens, will we even notice the tiny spies buzzing in the shadows? Let us know what you think. Should we embrace cyborg insects as life-saving tools, or is this a step toward a Black Mirror dystopia? Drop your thoughts below.